Hi, welcome back to the Keto's YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about certificate management with EZCA. So as you know, EZCA is an easy way to create a certificate authority in the cloud. And just to make sure we're talking about the same thing, in this video we're talking about the SSL template. If you're using smart card certificates or SCEP certificates, you're actually not going to be able to see the certificates or the domains or anything we're going to talk about. So make sure to check the videos on those specific CAs. So now getting started. So how does it work? And it's very simple, but understanding these core concepts is just going to make it so much easier to understand. So the first core concept is shared ownership. So by default, your CA is going to be created with any domain can be created since it's all an internal CA, and it's going to be first come, first serve. You can come here and change that to require an approval. So every domain request is going to require an approval, or only allow certain people to request certificates and request domains. What this does is allows you to distribute the certificate ownership instead of the PKI team being the ones that have to take care of and keep track of every single certificate. Then the actual ownership, it's based on the domain or FQDN or DNS, however you want to call it, of that specific. So for example, just going back here, you could have the, by default is everybody can just go in and request it. So they come here and let's say they're the owners of the server called internal.hr. In here, they have the domain owners. So domain owners are who can manage the access to the domain. The reason it is separate from who can manage the certificates that we'll see down here, it's because ideally we want humans managing the ownership and machines automating the issuance of certificates. So we want to separate that. In this case, we're just going to do the PKI admins can request, but you can make it any AD group. And we also have the option of domain requesters. Domain requesters are basically users that can request certificates but cannot revoke them. And domain administrators can revoke certificates. In here, you can enter notification emails, like let's say you have a distribution list or something like that, you can enter them. So now that you register the domain, the people that were registered in that domain, so internal, they are the only ones that can request a certificate for that domain. So if someone goes in and tries to request one, it's not going to work unless they're in the certificate administrators or certificate requesters. And now that we're part of that group, we can go in here. We can either import it, create it with Azure Key Vault, or generate it locally. So that's kind of the core concept of how to issue and manage certificates. But as an administrator, you can still see all the certificates. So you won't be able to see them there because you're not the owner of them. As well, if you go to the certificate tab, you're not going to see it there. And here you're just going to see the certificates that you own personally, but you're not going to see all the other ones. So to see all of them, you have two options. One of them is in the audit logs. You can always download the audit logs or push them to your Sentinel or any other SIEM, or you can go to the CA itself. So if you want to see it per CA, you can go to the CA itself. And we're going to click here in View Requirements. We're going to click on View Registered Domain. So in here, you can see who owns a domain and all that stuff. So you can see all those details. And if you go to View Active Certificates, you can view all the certificates, you can download them, and you can revoke them. So this is how you manage SSL certificates with EZCA by Keto's. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.